everybody. Welcome back to another Tundra cast video podcast. Same thing. Today's going to be episode number 64, and we're going to be recapping the finals, and we're going to be going over some rumors as well, heading up to the draft, some trade rumors, free agent rumors, things like that. Today we got Shay with me.
What's up?
And I got Rossi with me as well.
Hello.
What's up? All right. So Colorado, they won the cup. They dominated.
Yeah, they finally pulled it off.
They finally pulled it off. I thought they were going to be the next Washington, but they went with 16-4 or something crazy. That was
a
good ass playoffs for them.
6-game series. Yeah, 16-4. I mean, they dominated Tampa too for most of the series. Oh yeah, go ahead.
It was complete and utter domination. I think Colorado, I kind of said this on our preview of everything, but I think Colorado, I think they, as I said, they solved Tampa Bay pretty well. Kind of like Toronto did, and I just don't think Tampa Bay was able to keep up at a certain point.
Well, I mean, Tampa Bay, also didn't have point. I think that was it's obviously a huge loss.
Yeah, there was no point in warm-up.
Oh, yeah, that Freeman tweet that he tweets every single game.
Yeah, he's still going to tweet it. He should tweet it tonight just to
tweet it every day until Point actually does return from injury.
But yeah, Colorado just absolutely solved Tampa. And, I see people saying that this is going to be a new dynasty. I don't really see it. They're going to be losing Burakovsky. They're going to be losing Manson. They're going to be losing Kemper. They're going to be losing Kadri. They probably bring back Nichushkin. But, they're still going to be a really good team next year. But, this was the year. This was the year to get it done. Thankfully, they did get it done. They stopped three-peat. It was a pretty successful season all around. Obviously, it was a successful season. But, if they had lost in the second round again, or the third round, or anything like that, or hell, if they lost in the finals, I just don't know what would you do to that team? There's no way to make that team much better than it was this year.
You'd have to improve the defense a lot.
What's wrong with the defense? They got two of the best defensemen in the league.
The problem is that, as I said before in the previews, right? The main thing with Colorado is that the best way to beat Colorado is to make them play defense. And I get that they have McCarr and Byron and Taves and Girard and Manson and everybody, but
Jack Johnson
and Eric Johnson and any other Johnson that you can think of. It's just everybody. The best way to beat Colorado is to make them play defense, and the best way to fix that, if Colorado had lost, would be to trade someone like Byram, or I don't know if you'd want to do that. Is trade someone like Byram or just somebody on offense to get more defensive-minded defenders, such as someone like
Chris Russell.
Yeah, or just somebody who you could use on defense to, play. Because obviously Colorado was very weak in their own end at points during the season and sometimes during the playoffs, so they'd need to recuperate that and try to make it so that wasn't as big of an issue for them. So that's a good way that Colorado could have gotten better if they had lost.
I think Kemper wasn't that great. His goal saved above expected was -10. It was terrible.
Yeah,
they won with pretty mediocre to below average goaltending.
Yeah, when I had said something about Kemper being good enough to be the goalie to finally push them over the edge to win the cup, technically I was right, but I also wasn't, because he did pretty poorly. Kemper was not good in the finals at all.
It wasn't good all postseason. I think it's his eye. He got that second eye against Nashville. I think that's still bothering him.
And that was such a freak accident.
Yeah.
Even if, let's say people, obviously everybody knows it was an accident. No one's disputing that. Do you know how hard that would be to even do that on purpose? in the way
Yeah,
that
really
happened,
hard.
it would just like it's almost
Just bad timing. Bad plays, bad timing.
yeah, it was a freak accident. But man, they had solved Tampa completely. I mean, what? Obviously, there's the two questionable calls of the
Was it too many
was it
men?
onside? Was it offside? Was it too many men? Let's break those down. Um, in the onside offside play, technically that play was onside because he did not have control of the puck when it was offside and they did tag up. So technically that play was onside. Now for the too many men on the ice, it's not reviewable. It's a ref's judgment
But
call.
Tampa also had like 7
But
players. As
if you
well.
want to say something, Colorado had 6 people on the ice when it happened. Tampa Bay had 7 players on the ice during that play.
Yeah.
So fair enough. If you want to take that goal back, it wouldn't be it would, Tampa Bay would get in more trouble because they had 7 players on the ice. So that's kind of discounted.
Yeah.
Yep. You basically said it. Curious to see what happens. Not just only to Colorado. I mean, I kind of just previewed it a couple minutes ago, but Tampa as well. Like,
More
I mean, they
cap
got
circumvention.
like honestly, they got Palat to resign. I don't know if this is a hot take, but like I think you trade Kaloran to bring back Palat. I think with the playoffs Palat had, he means so much to that team. Kaloran had zero goals.
Yeah, Kaloran was ghost.
He had 4 assists throughout the entire playoff run, and he makes what 4.5. They should trade Kaloran to bring back Palat. Palat's obviously the better player. This is no disrespect to Alex Kaloran. He's a decent player too. I think you have to prioritize Palat. If you really want a chance to come back here, I think you trade Kaloran to free up that cap space, bring back Palat, bring back Paul, and I think that's what they're probably gonna try to do. Like Breezeblaw isn't a dummy, right? He's been nominated for GM of the Year how many times in his short tenure? Like, I gotta straight you, and that's what they're gonna do, and that's what they should do. I mean, Vasilevsky finally looked human these playoffs. He just couldn't stop Toronto or Colorado whatsoever. Kucherov was fine for the most part. Cirelli was probably the most underrated player once again during the playoffs. Just nothing happening when he was on the ice on both sides. Would it be that surprising? And Tampa Bay goes back to the finals next year? I don't think it wouldn't be.
I think it wouldn't be surprising, but at the same time, I'm not expecting them to because I do expect a lot of teams in the East to get a lot stronger.
Like who?
I mean,
like who?
Just in my opinion, I think we
can tie this into the offseason rumors because we basically just went over the entire finals. Not much else to say.
So this can tie into the offseason rumors and everything that's going on. I do see a lot of teams in the East getting stronger. I could see, like, obviously Toronto's probably going to get stronger.
What goaltending?
They're going to do something. They're just going to pull, like, I mean, they found Jack Campbell out of nowhere. See them doing that, something like that again. I mean, we could see.
I really hope they trade like Rasmus Sandin, William Nylander, and a first-round pick for John Gibson. I'm praying for that to happen.
We could see, like, I think Florida might get stronger.
Really?
I don't know about that one.
They're gonna lose Giroux. They're gonna lose Marchment. You got a lot of cap issues.
Well, I mean, at the same time,
they hired Paul Maurice.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think that alone is like,
yeah, that anything that I could think of to make them get better, they hired the worst.
Just don't Paul Maurice. I can here. I'll go through every team. Florida, no. Toronto,
maybe.
We'll see.
Tampa, maybe.
Probably not. Boston, well, McAvoy and Marchand are out for the first half of the year.
And Pastrnak might not come back because of Sweeney.
Buffalo. Speaking of Sweeney, just got extended.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Pastrnak said he wouldn't resign as long as Sweeney's there.
That was just a rumor, though, right? We don't know if it's for sure yet.
I mean, still though, it's still something to put in consideration.
Buffalo might not do a lot next year, but there's an actual path there. Detroit, I'm expecting Detroit to do something next year. Who knows? Maybe Detroit steps up and says, "Hey, Palat, we'll give you $6 million, 6.5 for 4 years. Want to join us? Be in our top 6, something like that." Ottawa just needs a goaltending. I actually really like Ottawa's team. They just need a goalie.
Yeah, I like
If
Ottawa's team.
Mm-hmm.
If Ottawa just says, "Hey, just let's name me a random goalie," like, "Hey, Jack Campbell, I'm gonna come here, $5 million for 5 years."
And suck like Matt Murray does.
Let's be honest, it's not Murray's fault why he's trash now. All right, it's. I forgot that when it was. I think it was like during the height, like when COVID first happened, like in March of 2020, and like there's this leaked DM saying Pittsburgh's former goalie coach was fucking around with Matt Murray's like goalie techniques, and that's why he just sucks now. Plus the injuries, but I don't know. Pittsburgh really. I don't know why. I don't know.
I don't know.
Was Pittsburgh's goalie coach like, okay, so the best way to play goalie is to let.
Yeah, he was not good. Look
He
at
was not
Jari
good.
2 years ago. Or last year. That was horrible.
Yeah, like.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He was perfectly fine in game 5 and 6 against the Islanders last year.
Yeah, and then he gave them the puck and they scored
Yeah.
on an open net.
The best way to play goalie is to let the other team score.
Well, he wasn't that great.
Now the Canes. Do you guys expect the Canes? Like, I expect the Canes. Here's my very early prediction: that your next year's finals are gonna be Carolina against the Vegas Golden Knights.
No, it's gonna be Carolina and Nashville. That way, fucking Friedman can just troll with NASCAR again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But Carolina, like.
I think Carolina could get better. Obviously, they have racist and superpowers.
You gotta re-sign Nino. You gotta re-sign Trocheck.
You gotta give the racist money.
$8 million for TDA.
8 million.
Now
8.5.
Here's my other take. I think the Rangers get worse this offseason.
I think so too.
They
got so lucky. They're like the luckiest team ever.
I know, right? They're gonna give like Cobb like $6 million. They're gonna trade Kako and
What
like.
do they give?
Yep.
They're gonna trade. Isn't Shesterkin already signed?
Is he?
Yeah, he's getting paid like $5 million, isn't he?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
probably.
swear to God, he signed.
He's getting paid less than Binnington. Oh no.
Okay, so the Rangers, right? If we're talking about like the East, like they got to re-sign Kopp. We've heard that they want to re-sign Kopp. They prioritize Kopp over Strome. Remember, the Fox's extension is kicking in too. The Rangers are going to get worse. I really hope to God they miss the playoffs because that team's not good. I don't care what people say. That team is not a good hockey team.
Okay. The team may not be good, but they have a phenomenal goaltender. And as we've known in the past, a phenomenal goaltender can carry any team to the playoffs.
Yeah, he just did it.
Yeah.
He literally just did it. Pittsburgh, Tyson Berry is going to be a Pittsburgh Penguin.
I'm alright with that. Thanks.
Let's face it, Ryan Hextall is going to be like, okay, guys, listen, what we got to do is trade away everybody.
Now speaking about the Penguins, there was a report today. Let me try to find it. Yeah, from Josh Yeo, Tundra Cast Legend, by the way, Josh Yeo. The Penguins are not speaking regularly with Malkin, and they're 2 years apart in the Letang talks. That's just today, as of this recording. The Penguins have offered Chris Letang 3 years, but the Star wants a 5-year deal with a cap hit of north of $8 million.
What?
Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. Let him go somewhere else. Don't fall for that, please.
No. That can't be true. I do not believe that Letang thinks he's worth more than $8 million.
You can sign Josh Manson or Ethan Bear for way less than that amount. You can just get those two in free agency, in my opinion. That's what I want.
I don't know. Yeah, you definitely don't do that, do you?
I mean,
that's like
you don't.
Tyson Berry for half the price.
Yeah.
Now Malkin's willing to take a pay cut, but he wants $7 million, which I think that's more fair than $8 million for Letang.
I'm willing to take a pay cut, but I want $7 million.
But yeah,
to be fair, he could probably earn a lot more.
Yeah. Now, if we want to talk about like replacements the Penguins could do, Vincent Trocheck for Malkin. He's a Pittsburgh boy. I
That is
think he
true.
would replace Malkin pretty well. He just had one of his best seasons of his career. So that's something they can look into. I want to hear Nick's thoughts because I feel like for the last 5 years the Penguins have had so many crappy off seasons. It's just going to continue on.
It's true. Yeah, Trocheck wouldn't be a bad fit at all. They still have to sign Raquel, don't they? I don't know if they're going to be signing him or not. I'm not sure, but
What about Kapanen?
Oh,
Kapanen wasn't very good. I mean, he can just. I think from what I've seen, like Hextall and the front office kind of still have a belief in him. Like, I think he'll stick around for at least another year, maybe half a year. But by like deadline, if he's not very good, I think they'll just dump him, depending on how the season's going. I mean, Trocheck could be a good fit. I mean, I could totally see that.
Do you think the Penguins will do with Kapanen kind of what the Predators did with Mikael Granlund, where they signed him to like a after like the off season, they signed him to like a 1 year prove yourself deal, and then they gave him a longer contract.
I can see that. I can see that. And I think that's where that idea comes from, that they want to stick him around for a little bit.
Honestly, I think Kapanen goes to a team like Seattle or something like that.
Oh God, Seattle's still making bad decisions out.
No, he's gonna go to Arizona. It's just a bunch of Maple Leafs there.
He wants to play in front of 4,000 fans.
I would too.
I would actually like to play in that arena. It seems fun.
It's a cool arena.
If you're the away team, you're the home team, not really.
Home team, because like I'm not saying it will be, but the Winnipeg Jets arena, because it's small, it gets really loud in there. So maybe those like 5,000 people in the Coyotes arena can.
Yeah, that's called acoustics, buddy. Yeah, that's called acoustics. The smaller the building, the louder it sounds. That's how it goes.
Or they could just do what the one owner in the NFL did. What's his name? Art Modell of the Falcons, where he was pumping in fake crowd noise during home games. He got fined.
Yeah.
For that. He was pumping in fake crowd noise.
That's a dub. So if you want to talk about our rumors, coaching wise, Detroit's close to hiring a Tampa assistant. We think it's Derek Lalonde. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Winnipeg still gotta hire someone because Barry Trotz says, "Yeah, I don't want to live there anymore." Trotz is coming home to Nashville. I get it.
Yeah.
And who's the other team? Boston? Who's Boston hiring? There's been like no rumors with Boston whatsoever.
I heard.
Yeah.
Something about them wanting someone from the AHL, but I can't.
You know who would have been a great coach for Boston? Bruce Cassidy.
Bruce Cassidy, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
They should have hired him.
You should have.
You know what? I think he would be such a great fit there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he was doing great things in Boston.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
Yeah. Oh shit.
What I was actually gonna say about Trotz is I think after the whole thing with the exodus of New York, I think he just kind of was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a year off. I mean,
he's still getting paid for another year, so like he can easily take.
None of the teams that I wanted to go to really approached me, because I'm pretty sure if there were two teams that he wanted to go to, it would have been Winnipeg or Nashville.
Winnipeg approached him. He still said that off. He was getting like, I'm pretty sure like half of the Winnipeg companies are offering him like free buffets, free beer, all that garbage.
He's like, no, I love Nashville more.
Yeah, I want to say Nashville.
I want to take Nashville. They don't have any income tax. No, I think if he does eventually come to Nashville, it'll be in a management role, or maybe we could see him do something sort of like what Terry Crisp did. Now that Crispy's no longer being an announcer for Nashville, he could just come to be an announcer for Nashville, and that would be cool.
I don't want to hear Barry Trotz as a PA announcer.
Not a PA announcer.
What announcer then?
Yeah, he's like the intermission. Crispy was the intermission guy. And Crispy was hilarious.
Just call him a reporter, not an announcer.
That is true.
Okay.
It would be fun to see that.
Hockey Hall of Fame. Let's talk about that.
Oh. It's a good class this year.
Yeah,
but McGill
really
still
good.
got robbed.
Oh, true. What? Yeah, but still, it's a good class.
That's a decent class.
Alfredson.
You know what? Okay, I don't understand why there's only 4 NHLers per season. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I feel
it's
like
so little.
It should be like.
Yeah, it's true.
It should be like what the MLB does, where it's like a lot.
What does the MLB do?
It's like okay. So the way the MLB does like the Hall of Famers, right? Is they give every writer, which it's gonna open up a big issue because the MLB one has a lot of things, but it does induct more people in the Hall of Fame. Basically, they give all the writers and stuff a big list of names of people who can be on the ballot because the MLB has certain eligibility rules for the ballot. Once you're on the ballot, you get votes, right?
Yeah.
And depending on if you get, I think it's if you get less than 1% of votes, right, you're no longer on the ballot. But you can still be voted for in a different way. It's the whole thing open. But anyways, you can keep staying on the ballot as long as you get a certain amount of votes for a long amount of time. So I think it'd just be a good way to get more people in.
Okay. But yeah. So if you don't know who made it in, the Sedin twins, Alfredson,
Deserved.
And Luongo. I was forgetting the other one, Roberto Luongo. Now I got a question. And this is one that I've been advocating for quite some time. Is Doug Waite a Hall of Famer? Like, should he be in the Hockey Hall of Fame? I'll bring up his resume as my computer is about to die. So nice.
Interesting one.
Where's that thing I had? I'm trying to find that. Where did I find it? Okay, there we go. So here's his notable stats, Mr. Doug Waite. 4-time All-Star. He's a Stanley Cup champion in 06. 1,238 games played, 1,033 points. He's been the captain for 10 NHL seasons. Like, that's kind of now, like, is that worthy to get into the Hall of Fame? He's over 1,000.
Pierre Turgeon ain't there yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised Pierre Turgeon's not on there either.
Yeah.
I'm probably wrong on this, but I read somewhere that Fedorov's not in the Hall of Fame. He should be, right?
That's crazy. I feel like he should be.
I think he is.
This is the problem with Hall of Fame stuff as a whole. It's an issue in every single league, and every single sport. And sort of a lot of players that are very deserving sometimes don't get in if they don't have like the accolades. And when I say accolades, I mean like like cups or championships.
That shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't. Obviously, it shouldn't matter. Everybody with a brain knows that type of stuff shouldn't matter because at the end of the day, the sport, it's a team sport, and not only is it a team sport, but accolades like that shouldn't matter because at the end of the day, you could get stuck on a bad team for your entire life, be carrying it for your entire career, carrying it forever. That doesn't discount how great you were as a player. For instance, Carey Price, Pekka Rinne. Give me more players like that. Obviously they weren't on terrible teams, but they were just on teams that weren't supportive enough. Henrik Lundqvist, and it happens a lot to goaltenders because a big part of the goaltender is it's sort of like pitchers in the MLB and such to kind of make it like that. You can only control one aspect of the game in that position. You could only allow one goal a game for your entire career, and you could still lose 50% of your games played in your career.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the personal accolades and the cups and all that shouldn't matter when it comes to Hall of Fame voting. And to anyone who thinks it does, I would like to hear your guys' arguments for that. I just think it's a bit ridiculous because I don't think a Hall of Famer should be counted or discounted depending on how many cups or stuff he has. Because
yeah, sorry, I gotta change rooms. I have to charge my computer. Like on that topic about cups not mattering. You know who hasn't won a cup? All 4 of the guys that just got nominated today.
Yeah.
Or not
True.
today, yesterday.
And I think that's a good progression of things, because obviously, as we've been saying, a lot of times it'll just be people who weren't really as deserving, but they had a lot of cups or championships or just awards, and it can get skewed. So I'm glad that Alfredson, the Sedins, Luongo didn't have cups, and
Yeah.
well, obviously I'm not glad because it sucks to not win a cup in your career, especially when you're that good. But it's good for the precedent of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree. That's about it. Like,
I mean,
that's really about it.
we
No,
didn't talk about the West Coast at all. We just talked about the
you want
East.
to talk about some West Coast rumors? We can do that.
We're both West Coast fans, and there's a lot of rumors going on in the West Coast more than the East
All right.
Coast.
Well, let's pull up my phone, my trusty ass phone. I don't think I've heard any rumors surrounding Calgary. Oh, I mean, besides Johnny Gaudreau.
That Johnny Gaudreau saga was weird.
Gaudreau's gone.
He signed. Oh, he didn't sign. He signed. No, I did not sign. He signed. What is happening?
So, I hope Gaudreau has a fun time in New Jersey, playing with Jack Hughes and Shane Wright. Okay, that's another thing. I should have asked this. I mean, the viewers don't know that we're recording this before a podcast we just did 2 hours ago. But if Wright does fall to 2, does New Jersey really need him? Because they got Hishe and they got Hughes. Like, is there a possibility Shane Wright's going to Arizona? Like, is there a slim possibility that's going to happen?
Put Hughes or Hishe in the wing.
I mean, you could, but like.
I mean, if.
That's like, but that's like, okay. Here's another one. If Edmonton somehow won the lottery in 2016, because they were actually one lottery ball away, which means they would have had McDavid and Matthews and Draisaitl, which I mean that would have been a lot of money, but it'd be
would have been something, yeah.
Exactly, that's the funny thing.
Yeah,
because we have no bottom six scoring and no goaltending because these players can get paid fucking $10 million per year.
Yeah, it's like the Leafs. you just basically be the Maple Leafs.
Just McDavid and Leon replace Marner and Tavares.
It's like when the Penguins could have had Jonathan Toews and they took Jordan Staal second overall instead, but they would have had Toews, Malkin, and Crosby, which is kind of nuts.
I can't think.
Yeah,
that's
the thing.
I can't
but
think
okay, but back in the off season, Gaudreau's probably gone. We've heard like no rumors on him. Edmonton, like by the end of the week, we should know if Mike Smith and or Duncan Keith is retiring. It looks like Mike Smith's gonna retire. It looks like Duncan Keith is coming back.
Mike Smith is not gonna retire just to make you sad.
I'd kill myself. LA. I've heard nothing on LA. Nothing.
I have heard literally nothing on the Kings. The only thing I have heard on the Kings is that Dustin Brown is retiring, and like it's like that is old news. That's
that was like 4 months ago.
I know it's like it's like okay, we get that LA literally has nothing coming out of it, but please stop reposting this.
Vegas. I mean.
Vegas is a downward spiral still.
Oh, downward spiral while to get like the second best coach in the league.
Yeah, and then they're gonna have more of their goalie.
They're winning the cup next year. I hope you know that.
They don't have a coaching carousel. They have a goalie carousel.
And no, it's so sad. You know what? I'm gonna pull up a stat here. I gotta go to Wikipedia. I gotta go to the trusty source of
Wikipedia.
You know what? Teachers are so mean. They said Wikipedia's full of BS. They literally link their sources. It's not BS.
It's true. The only time most of the time when a Wikipedia article is BS is when people like me go on there fuck around.
Yeah, exactly. So Vegas Golden Knights. They are a team that's 6 years old. Yeah, 6? Yeah, 6 years old this September. We've had 3 coaches. Their first coach, Gerard Gallant, .601 winning percentage in the regular season. Peter DeBoer, .650. So something tells me Bruce Cassidy's not going to last more than 2 years there.
Wait, so they've been around for 6 years.
Yeah.
They're on their 3rd coach.
Yeah.
Their 2nd head coach, or their 2nd general manager.
McCormick's been a GM for like 3 years now, but yeah.
Yeah, but before then they had McPhee.
McPhee.
So they're on their second GM, their third
Yep.
head coach, and they've only been around for 6 years.
Yep.
And one shitty Twitter admin.
Don't bring them up, please.
Like,
They make Carolina's annoying Twitter admin seem bearable.
Oh yeah. So Vegas, have fun winning the 2023 Stanley Cup. Vancouver, I mean, there's been a lot of JT Miller rumors. That's about it as well. I mean, they just signed Kuzmenko, which
is he even supposed to be good?
That's the thing, right? He's 26 and he just had his first ever 20-goal season. That's a bit of a red flag.
Conversation always comes up with like unsigned, undrafted Russians, and they're just like, oh, this 27-year-old's playing really good, and then he's
going to be a Gusev, I think.
Probably.
Not for
I don't think we're gonna see someone like Panarin for a long time, and I think that's what a lot of teams are expecting out of these like not younger Russians, but like unsigned Russians. Like it just doesn't work like that.
I think Panarin was just that one. Like
Panarin was always good. That's the thing. He was always good because of his size. I think mostly he wasn't really a very big player, but like he played at the World Juniors. He was a star at the World Juniors. He played really well in Russia for all these years. But I feel like it's just like a common misconception that that's what these Russians are going to become, a star player like that.
But I never heard about Kuzmenko until this year. That's the thing.
No, neither did I. I had no idea who he was. And the same went for like Shipachev and Zaitsev and all those guys, right?
I'm pretty sure Shipachev was like at least highly talented for a couple years before he came over.
I had heard about Zaitsev and Shipachev, and
It was Zaitsev.
Gusev I knew about.
Zaitsev used to be good at. Zaitsev's first season in Toronto was good, and I don't know what the fuck happened. Yeah. San Jose, they don't even have a GM yet. I hope.
I don't know what they're doing.
As much as I love Kevin Weeks, I hope you're the GM. As much as I love you, Kevin Weeks, I hope you're the GM of that team.
Could you imagine if he becomes San Jose's GM and then every time he makes a trade or something, he announces...
He breaks his own trade?
Yeah, he breaks his own trade.
What's up, you NHL fans?
That'd be fun.
I'm hearing the Stanley Sharks have traded for a 6th-round pick.
Kevin Weeks, please, Kevin Weeks, if you become GM...
That'd be amazing.
Please, be on the phone with the other GM. Be on the phone with the other GM and be like, what's up, guys? I'm making this trade.
What's up, guys? I'm here with Gary Bettman and Bill Daly.
Anaheim. I've heard nothing on Anaheim. Nothing.
The only thing I've heard about Anaheim
Gibson,
is the Gibson rumors where everybody's like, he wants out, and Gibson's just like, no, I didn't say that.
I mean, Gibson says that he'd welcome a trade, but he won't be dying for one.
I think he's interested to see where the team's going, but
he's Gibson was like, I mean, I'm not going to say no to a trade, but I'm also not seeking one out. Everybody was just like, he wants a trade. He wants out. And it's like, no, that's not what's going on.
Yeah. And Seattle, once again, there is nothing.
No.
So, yeah.
Nothing at all.
And we can go through the Central quickly. Arizona, yes, you're dead. Chicago just hired.
That's so mean.
Chicago just hired a new coach, and he's gonna get fired in 2 years, so it won't really matter.
I mean,
prayers for Luke Richardson. Winnipeg, you gotta hire a coach. You're not gonna do anything next season now because you didn't get Trotz.
Yeah, and then you gotta figure out what to do with Pierre-Luc Dubois and everybody.
He's gone. He's getting traded.
He's. Why did he do that? He's made it so obvious that he wants out.
I don't know. Maybe they're gonna go all in for the next 2 years. Nashville. I mean, I've heard nothing on that. I mean, besides Forsberg.
I'll open up this can of worms.
What's your can of worms?
Here's the thing about Forsberg: there's a lot of rumors and such. The main rumor is they're not close, and then it was reported that Forsberg isn't asking for 9; he's asking for low 8. He's asking for the low 8 millions. So if he's asking for low 8 millions, that's extremely reasonable. That's a $2 million pay rise since his last contract. Especially when he had the best offseason from a forward we've ever seen in Nashville. No forward in Nashville has done what he's done, and especially in just this season. It's the craziest offensive season we've seen out of a forward in Nashville in the entire history of this franchise. He played so many less games than Duchesne and had almost as many points. So David Poyle, I'm assuming understands that not only does everybody know that Forsberg wants to stay, not only does everybody know that what Forsberg is asking for is reasonable, and I think we can all agree that $8 million for a player like Forsberg is very reasonable.
Oh, yeah, so reasonable.
If,
Very.
If it's not close, what is not close about this? If they're here, what needs to change? Because at this point, I don't think Poyle is dumb enough to lose his job over this, because I think he knows that everybody is going to call for him to lose his job if he lets Forsberg just walk for nothing, exactly like he let Ryan Suter walk. And the Forsberg situation is even worse, because more people love Forsberg than in Nashville than Suter. Forsberg's made it evident that he wants to stay, unlike Suter. So it's literally, if it doesn't happen and Forsberg leaves, there's one person to point the finger at, and that's Poyle, and I'm assuming he'll be fired. I don't think Forsberg will go anywhere. I think at some point Poyle's going to understand what needs to be done, because at this point it's going to lose him his job, because you can't just not re-sign Forsberg when it's obviously what he's asking for is pretty reasonable.
Got 15 days to do it.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is if Forsberg wants to stay, and obviously Nashville and everybody in the Predators organization wants him to stay, maybe it's something where they're like, well, you just talk to us and you can see what other teams and we'll try to match it. Something like that, where it's sort of like you can see what the market is saying and we'll match it to what you want or something. But at the same time, who knows? Poyle's got 15 days. If he doesn't do it in 15 days, then he's has to do it. Otherwise, I really do see Poyle losing his job.
Yeah, that's a reasonable assumption. Let's head over to the Dallas Stars, who just hired Pete DeBoer. That's not ideal. I don't know about that hiring. I don't know about that hiring.
I don't know.
Pete DeBoer is.
Have you heard anything new on Klingberg? Is he like for sure gone or what?
I think he's
gone too.
I think he's gone, but I don't know what's going on with Dallas besides the fact that they hired DeBoer.
I feel like no one really cares about Dallas.
I mean, the only thing that's worthy talking about Dallas is Ottinger.
It's true.
Yeah. And how Flame fans were trying to curse him.
And Ottinger is the only good part about Dallas. And their shitty goal song is the worst thing ever. So
Shitty goal. What the fuck's wrong with you? No.
Bro,
that's
that is terrible. Could you imagine? No. Could you imagine if Edmonton scored a goal and their thing was literally Edmonton scores, Edmonton scores? Like,
that's
shut up.
Awesome. That's sick.
No, it's not.
It gets the crowd going.
Dude, you can no, because that would be like, okay, and then if somebody wants to vote, like, it doesn't say Dallas scores, it says Dallas Stars.
It's Dallas Stars.
Yeah, that's even dumber. Edmonton, Oilers, Pittsburgh, Penguins, Nashville, Predators. Like, no, that's stupid.
I don't know. That's sick. That's awesome.
It just works with Dallas, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, it works with Dallas.
It works.
Because everybody in Dallas is inbred.
St. Louis. Husso, he's gone. That's about it. Oh yeah, Nick Leddy wants $5 million.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Hold up.
Hold up.
No way. Does Nick Leddy want 5?
I'll bring it up. I'll bring up the tweet here. Nick Leddy, where is it? I'm gonna find it. Where is it? Yeah, Nick Leddy wants 5x5 at least. That's what it says here.
What the shit?
It's a lot of money for
That's
Nick Leddy.
way too much money for Nick Leddy. How old is Nick Leddy? Like 37?
Like 35.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's 31.
What the fuck? Wait, Nick Leddy's
What?
that young?
I'm surprised. I thought he was like 34,
I
but
thought
no.
Nick Leddy was at
Oh,
least
35.
35. Nick Leddy has like been around forever. At least
He's
started
31.
playing when he was 16, and I do
He's
not
born
believe
in
that he's
1990. He's the same age as Steven Stamkos.
Nick Leddy's
That's
been.
nuts.
I don't believe it. You're lying.
No, I don't.
There's
Better
no way
believe
that
it.
Nick Leddy is only.
This
20,
ain't some
only
Mandela
31.
effect, man. This is actually Nick Leddy as a 31-year-old.
Oh, fuck.
We're gonna check back on his age in like 5 years, and it's gonna say 31. Have we been
Never
wrong all this
ages.
time?
He just never ages at all. So yeah, St. Louis, have fun. Have fun this offseason. Minnesota, you're not gonna have fun, Minnesota, because you got no cap
Minnesota's
space.
fucked. Minnesota's just.
Minnesota's
Oh my
screwed.
god.
Then there's Colorado, who we
Which we
just
talked
talked about.
about.
At the beginning. And that's it about offseason rumors. And now, knowing our luck, as soon as this podcast ends, there's gonna be some major trade like McDavid for like a million first-round picks. That's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be Connor McDavid for Ben Harper.
Bro, Ben Harper is like amazing, 6'7". Tall defenseman for the win.
No, he's the best player ever because if you want to lose games, he will 100% make sure that happens.
Yes, he's the tank commander. Yeah, so I'm on Twitter right now. There's like absolutely nothing, which means there's gonna be news in about 10 minutes. So
there's gonna be news in 10 minutes, and it's gonna be
for now, thank you guys for watching this episode of the Tundra Cast. Stay tuned for the draft stream. Stay tuned for a couple of interviews. We're gonna do free agency again, and hopefully Rossi doesn't leave in the middle of it like he did last time. And yeah, that's it. And we'll see you guys next time.